start for Team Falcons. It's a map like Nuke, very tactical. It's a home map for Heroic. I don't think it's going to be close. They've even got, why have they got 2 defuse kits on the pistol handlers? You don't see that very often, Falcons, but we'll see. Belts and braces, I suppose. Belts and braces.
I am confused by that, but you know, maybe it's going to turn out like, great.
P250 now. It's Cadian outside, completely alone, just trying to keep presence out there. Lucky to be alive there. NHL with a chance to take him down. It's the upper execution, and no one's home. No one is home to defend this. The bomb's going down for free.
Oh no, you're right. They got distracted by the yard just enough.
Cadian.
This is where the diffuse kits are really going to be. That double you probably don't need, but they have the smoke as well, Henry. They've got the flashbang set up.
Double
they put the
kit.
smoke down on the bomb. This can be done. They can still. They don't have to even kill anyone at all on the Heroic side. They can win this round by just getting the defuse. Let's see how good they're going to be at it. They better be crisp with it. And Yabby, before anything even begins, he's dropped one of the 2 kits already. Second one is still in play, of course. And look at the kills coming through. They might be doing it here. Falcons actually with a huge entry into it. Cadian trying to stop it. He lands another headshot. And he's just got around the corner. He's back for more. MHL trying to get there. He'll pick up the kills, but they've run out of time. They nearly did need both the defuse kits, and they still did not quite have it. Cadian just holding strong.
I was about to have a massive slice of humble pie there, wasn't I? The second defuse kit could have actually saved the day. I'm kind of glad it didn't work out in that fashion. But God, what an exciting round once again. Yabby makes a bit of a meal of that first kill, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And Cadian, another magnificent clutch to add to his collection over the years here. That one was right down to the wire. He had to find both those kills. A nice little dance to close things out as well. We'll call that one the Cadian. And for now, a force buy in response. The action continues. As we'll see that Molotov deployed towards main entrance. Body feeling the heat, doesn't have to extinguish just yet. So it is the scout from HL, who had a world-class performance on Mirage, has to be said.
The timing, I was going to say, it's such great awareness for Body not to just on instinct drop the smoke because you didn't need to, but unfortunately walked right into the shot there. Timing was good. Yabby going to fall back, evading the lobby crunch that looked like it was going to be coming in. They could be quite dangerous. You don't want to be hanging around there on your own. But Heroic well in control of this round right now. Scout is certainly interesting, especially a map like Nuke. You can make some work with it outside.
Yeah, just a couple of tags is sometimes enough. Just setting up the pistols, the 5.7s especially, they can spam off plenty of bullets and convert those opening tags, but unfortunately not meant to be, and this is the nightmare scenario now. So bear in mind, Falcons started on their T-side campaign of Mirage. They ran away with it, winning the pistol, shutting down the economy, winning out every single clutch. They were 8-2 up on their T-side, and now getting a taste of their own medicine. And boy, is it ever bitter, because they'll be full eco going into that next round. They'll be down 3-0 on their CT side on Heroic's map pick. And yeah, as I said, this was the expected outcome after such a close and chaotic affair in that first map. This is usually the outcome. If you don't have a good start here, Falcons are going to have a tremendously difficult uphill battle going forward. Yeah,
Maniac was saying he was hoping that wasn't going to be the case, but obviously, like you pointed out, it is a Counter-Strike classic. We've seen it many, many times. And also Heroic, on the other side of the coin, they're going to be fed so much more momentum. They've been through the ringer many, many times before, so they realized that was it. It was a bit tough, but now we're right back into it, and we're ready to fire on all fronts. So.
I like the observation as well. We kind of mentioned it a couple of times. It's like, oh, it's at a semi-final. That's why they're kind of struggling. But it's in front of the crowd, I suppose. Like, that's the main factor. It's a full arena, a crowd cheering against you. There's like 1,000 flags out there as well. Quite the atmosphere, but they managed to stabilize and find themselves in a very promising position here on Nuke. I know it's very early days, but it's the context of the teams and the disparity between the rankings of them, and the fact this is Heroic's map pick as well, and they've got the 3-0 start on the T side of Nuke. It's going to be very, very difficult, to say the very least, to get out of this one.
We would love to be wrong about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing if they found a way.
So a double HE setup. Say setup, you're just going to throw 2 HEs in and hope it does some damage, and it does quite a lot, to be fair. Shush, down to just 9 points of health. The Molotov 2. Push back any rotating CTs. They're actually making this one interesting, Anders. What's happening? The bomb's gone down. They've got a 5-on-3, and they're going to swarm the lower bomb site.
Well, there's so many people at the ramp.
I don't know.
I'm so confused. Shush is dead.
What's he up to?
Oh, he should have been dead already. The bomb is dropped down there. So yeah, they can walk away with 3 people alive, but that doesn't get them anything at all. MBK sneaking in, catching a little glimpse there, but they're still not out of the woods at all yet. It's a 3 versus 4. The bomb is there, the door has been locked, and there's a minute on the clock here. Falcons probably going to be sweating a little bit inside of the bomb side, but it's on Heroic to make a plan.
Yeah, you've got less than a minute to work with. Trying to find some damage with the wall banks here if possible while they join up. All 3 players towards the double doors here. Just need to try and find a kill. Galil's been recovered for MHL, but apparently they've got no armor. They're still in an incredibly precarious spot. Nice HE grenades coming through as well. So they're going to dissect this lower bomb site. Smoke off both sides of the ramp, allowing them to focus on the floor itself. MHL needs to find at least one if they're going to stand a chance here. Double kill for Heroic, and now just Lonks. Maybe, oh, it's just a USP, that's the problem, but it's low! Shush only had 1 point of health, but it's not going to be quite enough there. Tantalizingly close, Anders. But a chance that will not be converted this time. It was very, very uncomfortable for Heroic, but like he said, they had to make a plan, they had to coordinate themselves, and the plan was established. Double smoke towards the ramp, going together, trade out those kills, but Lonks could have actually won the round of a silenced USP there with 2 players and 10 points of health.
With the jump shot.
Yeah, I thought the jump shot, I was about to say, this is actually going to connect. I need to prepare my voice. I'm going to have to scream my lungs out here if he connects it. But it didn't come through, unfortunately. First gun round here, a must-win for Falcons, if you ask me. 4-0 will lead to 5.
Yeah, you have to assume that's how it's going to go. So a lot riding on this one. Oh, it's such a shame. I wanted him to hit that jump shot. That would have been a sick way to win the round. Oh my god.
Hello?
Well,
how's he done that? Just a one-tap dink. And you get a sound keep with that as well. So he knows the player's there. All the smokes have been deployed. And the Orc's actually in a pretty good spot. Yeah, takes down. Opening frag in favor of the Falcons.
I don't know how MHL saw that. I think he saw him further back and just was able to find the outline, but some great eyes on him. And with Yabi already getting tagged in the face earlier over by the ramp position, this is starting to look fairly grim for Heroic. Might be a chance at a really good defense here. Molotov on the one side to try and break open. In case there's a crossfire there, you can obviously have CTs on both the stairs, and that's really hard to deal with if you're coming in on the T side. So trying to avoid that. They're down below again, and they've got Yabi who's just going to be holding that squeak door and trying to catch rotations. But it's on the main force, this 3-man attack towards the bomb side. That's going to make a difference if they actually go for it here. 35 seconds. They still look like they're not quite sure. It's a very, very slow attack coming in from Heroic. They want 1 more kill before they really try and go for it.
Says should be dropped here. It's Yabi that will go first. A 5-on-3 in favor of the Falcons here.
Might just save this one.
Yeah, with 15 seconds, I think you might be right. We'll see.
Wow.
It's going to be very difficult to do much with this. You can see ducking and weaving, discussing the options that it will be the save. 5 seconds remain, and that's all that's required. Apparently, it's going to be a kill for MBK and MHL. First gun round will go in their favor, but not the clean sweep. There will still be plenty of resources for Cadian and co. They can drop an AK-47 to the likes of Stown. So a pretty decent round from Team Falcons, but still not out of the woods just yet.
A couple of times now where they've actually got down towards the B bomb site, but seems like the defense is holding pretty well for Falcons at the moment. That's an encouraging sign, if nothing else. Although I'm curious to see what will happen if Heroic change it up. Usually there's that one round somewhere in that first half when you're on the T side where you're just trying for a much more heavy and direct A execute, and they can be very hard to stop. Maybe especially early on for Falcons if they're missing some of the nades. MBK taking a fair bit of damage. Yeah, they're not done with it yet, but I mean Falcons getting all the rifles for the last round is amazing.
Slower approach here. No wall of smokes down just yet. Yabi is on the Tech 9. The Glaive Molotov will come through towards right outside, and that's a great kill from Stown. If he can survive this one, it would be fantastic for them. But still, an equal trade would be absolutely fine. Removes the potent AWP of MHL. Yabi, bear in mind, just in that pistol as well. Boros, man of the hour, man of the people. Absolutely wrecked, I'm afraid. Nothing can be done against that. That's a beautiful kill from Tesses, and the lower bomb site is under a lot of scrutiny right now. Body can do nothing, pops himself up for the cause and is removed. And now it will be Falcons to the save.
And Tessus was the superstar on the first map as well. Without him,
True, yeah.
I don't think they get it into overtime at all. I think Falcons just win the map outright, so not surprised to see him step it up. Yabi's been waiting here for a long time at the tech line. Going to try and challenge Longs, but he won't be able to win the fight.
Yeah, just looking for the upgrade there. And this, they're actually opening up a chance there. This is a little bit precarious. The round should be there, no problem. If he hits that shot, maybe not. But no, they will fall back, save the little they have, and it's going to be an AWP for MBK and an AK, to be fair. So it's actually a pretty decent save, all things considered. They will be able to buy up around this, but it is 4-1 for Heroic on their T-side campaign of Nuke. That last word of the sentence is the all-important one. It's famously a CT-sided affair, especially in these kind of disparity in lineups overall. So you'd assume Heroic are the heavy favorites coming into this one. The fact they've had such a great T-side start as well, there's not much wiggle room left for Falcons here. If they can win this upcoming round, maybe. They need the 4-2 to come through right here, right now. Going down 5-1, I just don't think they'll recover.
No, unfortunately. It's nice to save a couple of weapons, and with the fact that they had the flawless round previously,
yes,
they're still competitive in this next one.
All right, then. What have you got for us, Falcons? The problem is with Nuke, you don't have many CT maneuvers you can really bring to the table. Snow just negating the smokes, creating himself a path towards Secret, and that's normally the aim of the game. Get a player down towards Secret, make things uncomfortable, force rotations, and this is the Heroic boost. That's what it's known for. Early damage inflicted, and Boros surely is down. One bullet will drop him, and it's a 5-7 Acadian hunting for him. He knows exactly where he is. He knows he's done the damage. Oh no! He gives it up. A little bit too cocky there, I would say, Anders.
They really wanted to run him down. What a sick play overall, but Boros able to at least get the one there. 2 versus 3. Falcons actually a man up now, and the bomb gets dropped. Longs just able to swing against Shush. Leaves Yabi very awkward position, but maybe a little bit too wild. The bomb is back there. I don't know why you'd want to fight this one. Now it's a 1 versus 2, and it's way more winnable for Yabi.
As soon as he brings it down, or if he brings it down to the 1 versus 1, he's got a massive advantage. They can't really play together on a map like Nuke. We'll see whether they can detect his presence. They seem to know he's down there towards lower. Lots of damage inflicted, but still plenty of time. 40 seconds here. Body and MBK, the French duo. They try and hold strong here. They have to win this round, Anders.
The timing is good for that one. NBK taking a deep breath before he looked for the fight. That was definitely a scary moment. 3 versus 1 that they could have almost thrown away, but you know what? They brought it back anyway. 2 people surviving on the Falcons side, so not an enormous amount of money being made, but no bomb plan either for Heroic, and even if there had been, it wouldn't have been very impressive, but they're going to force it up anyway. I love the aggression. The leg shot or the damage on the Boros, hunting him down with flashbangs and everything else. If they would have killed him without losing anyone, the round is probably over. But they just took too long, and they did lose Cadian in the middle of it.
Okay.
The force up.
Full spy coming through, Cadian. That is brave as you like. And it does work out for a kill. It softens the defense towards upper. Now MBK needs to find multiple frags, and he's delivering on that promise with a couple of kills. And it looks like the round is secure. They've actually done a good job here. There was a point where it looked like Heroic going to run away with this first half, but they've been somewhat humbled here. Looking for a plant down towards lower. Might happen.
They actually could have run straight for it, but obviously they can't know what we know. They thought there was going to be someone down there already. Shush just on his own as somehow MHL going to be able to find the kill on Yabi. 4 people surviving on Falcons, and it's looking a lot better here. 3-4. They're picking it up on the CT side. Ostrager, yeah, getting a little golf clap in the back. They're really excited about this, and they should be.
Yeah, just a weird round towards that ramp position, right? Like, they got the leg towards Boros and just really, really wanted that kill, and it's kind of opened the floodgates for a few rounds here for Falcons. Don't take anything away from MBK, though. This is a great performance in the upper bomb side. The double kill was absolutely required from him there, and he delivered. So the force spy has been pushed back pretty much to speak up here, as Shush will be challenging towards main. This time the smoke is awkward for Body, but stabilizes, finds himself a double kill. Maybe on for the triple here as well. He can't believe his luck either.
It felt like he actually pulled out to the pistol before the shot even registered on the M4. I don't even know how he got that second one, but it'll get the job done. Yabi can try and play for damage. He can try and do a little bit more. Boros probably should have been dead. A little bit rusty Yabi maybe, not really feeling it here.
Well, Falcons certainly are. After being down 4-1, they've managed to scrape together 3 rounds in a row, sabotaging the finances of Heroic, and they still don't really have a buy available to them. I think this might be half-buy territory. It's quite early on. You've already got a map under your belt. You don't need to win this round. I would advise them at this stage to take the half-buy. Otherwise, you could let this one spiral again due to the finances. So I'm expecting Pistols here. They're averaging like $4,000 per player. They could win the round of this. I'm not saying it's not possible. I would just say in the grandest scheme of things, taking the half-buy here might be the better option.
It'd be a very cocky play if you decide to just go all in on this one. Then you're really sort of sending the signal that we just believe we're so much better that we're going to be able to do it even with almost nothing scraping into it. It kind of would be, I guess, a heroic way of approaching things. They do tend to have that level of confidence, but yeah, it's certainly risky. I don't disagree.
Well, they're going for it. So it's going to be a mixture of Galils, AK-47s, and MAC-10s. Yeah, I'm not sure this is required, but they can obviously still win the round. We'll see what they make of it. Round 9 coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. Bear in mind, single elimination formats. Lose the best of 3 and you're going home. Faster pace by the looks of things here. Tess is trying to deny the Molotov towards upper. 3 flashbangs here and great headshots as well. Boros needs multiple kills and it looks like this one has paid off for them. A set piece, a great understanding of the setup, and MHL gives them a position as well with the shot. And they pulled it off, Anders. The flashbangs are beautiful there.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's always 1 round per half where it's always worth it to try and do this. And when you look at the Falcons' economy, this could have been one of those rounds where they might want to save an extra Molotov. They might not want to throw it down. Also, the preemptive smoke to try and extinguish any Molotov that gets thrown into the hut. It's all the little details that are all coming together. And the flashbangs, obviously, for the MAC-10 to get the first kill, it just was lined up so perfectly.
So they took the tactical timeout. They worked out every single detail, as we saw, and it unfolds in a beautiful manner for them. That's a great response. And like I said, there's every chance they could win this sort of round. A lot more conservative in-game leaders would probably say, let's just take the half-buy, see what we can do with it. But Heroic go all in, steal the round away. But MHL does save the AWP, I will say that. So not all is lost. 5-4, Heroic on their T-side campaign with a very impressive round there. Perfectly coordinated upper rush. And will be the tactical timeout for Team Falcons. Look how blind he is. He has to run into flames as well.
He's got no shot at it.
Beautiful round. Really well done.
Puts Falcons in a weird position because they have to rebuy 4 rifles, and that's gonna deplete almost their entire.
You know what I would like? I would really enjoy it if Heroic just did the same round again. Because they've taken a tactical timeout here. They're adjusting their setup. The money's a little bit low. They're kind of a bit uncomfortable. I would love to see that just come through. Just back-to-back. Speaking of back-to-back, I think we had back-to-back timeouts here.
All right. So really a heavy discussion that's going on.
Yeah, it must be.
Well, they're laughing on the Falcons side. I do like that. Our strikers having a decent time, if nothing else.
Bro, like we said, if they even got double digits, it was a bit of a victory. And the fact they took them to double overtime, had them on the rope, sure, it's gutting. They probably won't win this series. They've probably done up in this, but it will raise morale on the squad. It'll show, well, we can compete. We know this squad has got something here. It's something to work with. And speaking of which, Boros just goes barreling in towards the ramp room, pushes Trophy through a smoke, and Cadian doesn't see it coming. I think there's a strange kill coming in here towards main entrance. Back to a 4-4. MHL still with the AWP as well. Bear in mind, he's in towards a garage position. Next frag is everything. MBK has been very strong towards upper, but he's in a tough spot here. Yabi will take him down, surrounded. And Longs, he might be undetected, I suppose, and indeed, we'll be able to find one. Picks up the AK-47, frags coming in. Boros doing all the heavy lifting here, but now just MHL. AWP falls outside, misses the shot, and yeah, that's the cue to get the hell out of there.
Yes, it is. Don't leave it into a 1 versus 1. Just try and dodge that AWP and get the bomb down.
Smokes himself out, but see what he can make of it. Jumps through, hoping for the best, and yeah. 6-4, and I think the money is still okay. It's MHL is 7,300, right? And it's 2K otherwise. So he could buy the AWP, they could go with some SMGs and pistols, but if they lost that round, it really would be the beginning of the end. I hope they don't go for that sort of approach. But he's dropping a few deagles, that's more like it. So he can take a bit of a partial here. MBK just had nothing to work with. His teammates were getting surrounded. He was the only player in towards up. Couldn't account for every single angle, and it will be Stown to close things out. And yeah, just the eco here, some drop pistols. No armor, no nades. But we have seen Team Falcons have some remarkable deagle sequences, Anders. Maybe this will be another one of those.
Body was setting it up with the little inspect animation, so he was ready to try and see if he could really style it out. You're not going to be connected here, and now he's being hunted down. Tez is able to pick him up. 10 kills on him right now. He's having another wonderful performance, but here we go.
Here it is.
Like you said, Henry, Boris and MBK coming into it. Long's going to join in the fun outside. Yabby and Push. Oh my god, they're getting knocked out. Just Yabby left, and he's offering himself up, making himself a beacon on top of the silo. Yabby, what do you do? How do you bring this one back? 1 versus 3. You're getting spanked in this round.
No, he can win these rounds. He has to dissect it piece by piece, though. They would be foolish to offer him anything up, and they're trying to force the issue now. He's low. They should win this round, but it's Yabby. An absolute world-class Counter-Strike player, to say the very least, but the bomb just out of his reach right now. Both Deagles ready and waiting.
If he had the HE, he might be able to make it a little bit easier on himself.
Bear in mind, they have no armor as well, so they might have the HP advantage, but not by much. A couple of bullets from the AK will deal with them.
Oh, it's so close. There's the two down, and they set it up nice. A 1-2 punch. Falcons, they answer back. Turns out Deagles is what got the job done.
Yeah, and that's Deagle no armor as well. That's MHL. Instead of buying the AWP, go for the hero play, offering resources up to his teammates. Everyone seems to be very capable with the pistols, and they're delivering on all fronts here. And it's a bit of a sloppy round from Heroic. They're trying to group force outside and make it happen, but they could have done a wall of smokes. They could have really made it a bit more comfortable for themselves. But they're the ones on the force by now. Tech 9s, Mac 10s, Deagles, and Acadian Orb. And he's been having trouble around by Boris. Has made him feel a little foolish at times.
Have a real crack at it here. If they win this round, the Heroic economy is going to be wiped out, and they can actually end up winning the first half almost off of the back of this. So it's all on the line. It's going to be another attempt at the ramp ruins. Looks like they've defeated Boris once here in an impressive fashion. They hunted him down the second time, but it took too long. It has to be really swift.
Oh, he's committed. Boris now in a lot of trouble, taking damage on Rue. Hasn't even seen anyone yet. He's down to 47. Full ramp control obtained for Heroic. Now, it's not a bomb site, of course, but it's a portal to either upper or lower. They're going to choose to go towards Hell, and Body doesn't get the call. Why is he looking towards outside?
I don't know.
Where's the comms? There's a communication breakdown at that point. Boris hasn't let him know, or he didn't listen. I'm not sure, but that's a wild one.
Yeah, you're right. Something's wrong. And Boris coming back, but again, he took so much damage from the Molotov that he can't win the fight. Otherwise, he probably has Acadian to pick up Longs. It's a disaster, Henry. They're slipping out of their hands here.
They can still do this. It's all right. MHL with that position towards main entrance. A chance for MBK as well. There it is. And converted. MBK with a beautiful hat-trick there. That's just what the doctor ordered. And I can see it bubbling up, and it's already cut you off. But the positional control they had at the upper bomb site, it just looked too good.
No, it was beautiful. You're absolutely right. They still had a crack at it. I don't think they realized that MBK was in the position that he was in because he had the earlier fight against the Squeak Doll, so they probably assumed that he's still hanging around that area. They just didn't expect for him to relocate into the secondary position. What a world-class performance from MBK.
He has still got it, baby. And that was a round that looked like they had absolutely fumbled it. The communication was way off. Like, Body didn't even seem aware they'd taken the ramp from him. But can they answer back? The Tech 9's in towards upper. These upper rushes have been so potent as the Tech 9 start to deliver here, looking for the third kill. It's absolute pandemonium once again, and MHL smoked off. They know he's the outside player. Baits out the shot. And now bound to a 1 versus 1. Yabby up against MHL. No bomb planted.
What a play from MHL. He just walked on through. He just did it.
He loves that play, and he always seems to nail it.
Oh, look at the reposition as well. He's got every chance at it here, but Yabby's on the other side, able to hit the headshot. It's so close. I thought he had the perfect read.
Same. I thought he'd done more than enough there. MHL has been very impressive. His understanding of these intense situations, sort of coming down to the minutiae here. He seems to push through, make the decision, hit the shot. A very handy AWP player. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more in this year, but for now, it's Acadian and Co. stealing away around there, 7-6 in their favor, and the money is in complete disarray now for Team Falcons. The hometown heroes will be down to, I would say, a full eco rounders. Can't even really justify a partial buy.
This is actually ridiculous. I can't believe Heroic have got away with forcing so many times, and this time it was the upper rush that just... It's on a knife's edge, but they managed to just get on the right side of things. They're up 7-6. And Falcons, they've got to be so frustrated. They're again putting on a way better display than I was expecting.
The individuals are shining bright, right? It's nothing like too remarkable in terms of the overall strategy, but the way they're kind of complementing each other, looking like great individuals, brave plays as well. We're seeing Boros push through smokes at ramp. We're seeing MHL go through smokes at main entrance. They're making brave plays, like unexpected plays, and it's making Heroic very uncomfortable at times as well, and they're extremely clutch as well. Body, though, will be greeted by Cadian towards a squeaky door. Down takes the opportunity just to leap down towards this secret position. Now boosted up in ramp. That's Longs with the UMP as well. Unlikely he's going to be getting much action here, but maybe MBK can, because once again, a prime spot this time. Yabi will get the better of him.
Yeah, he needed to be the catalyst to get them back in the round. I definitely think so.
Oh, okay, Cadian, you're going to walk in ramp alone.
It's still just going to... It's
he's
weird that
checking this.
He's playing with the AWP on his own, which is remarkable to see.
He ain't checking this.
No. That's what you wish if you were Longs, that there was a whole team of players behind
not
them.
again.
Well, wait a minute.
Not again.
Maybe again, Henry. Maybe, in fact, again, as MHL almost gets the kill on Steph. He's down to 1 health. Oh, they deserve to get that kill.
These rounds are so wacky right now. Like, why is KDM walking in ramp alone, scoped up with the AWP? Like, I don't know what's going on, why that's an option, why that has to happen. But it's opened up an opportunity here. They've got the orb now. And that's going to be a 2 versus 1. And speaking of 1, that's exactly how much health Sound has got. Yabi will have to do the heavy lifting here. Oh, nice silent drop.
They should be aware. This has happened so many times in the past. Look at how low they are in health, but it might not make a difference. He doesn't have the kit. I don't think it's possible. Yabi with a wide swing to take him down, and he saves Heroic in that moment. 3 kills on Yabi in the round, and 8 rounds overall for Heroic. As we go into the 15th, last of the half.
Whew. What a game it's been. Like, Falcons throwing the kitchen sink in their direction. It's so unpredictable. It's so chaotic each and every time. Great shot from Lounge this time. Not the AWP of the squad, but like I said, Yabi had to save the day there, and he certainly delivered on his promise. Round 15, and it's a eclectic mix of weaponry here. Nova shotguns, Scout sniper rifles, and MBK trying to roll back the years here. Can't quite connect, and shush, he certainly will take down his teammate here. And the Scout is actually delivering. Surely they don't give this sort of round up against the shotgun. Low HP for Boros, but he still is finding headshots. How has he got the bravery to go and re-challenge that position?
It's so ridiculous.
How do they keep getting this close? It's so wild.
If they peek on the other side of the ramp, he's just dead instantly, but he just found the perfect little corner. Body, I don't really mind that he's just showing himself. They could probably guess that someone was going to be flanking in that position, but it's putting some pressure on Heroic. They got 1 minute and 10 seconds. And they have HEs and not HEs, but they have Molotovs to try and get rid of some of these positions if they really wanted to. Longs, good little burst fire, takes Jabby away, and if they're going to win the round, one of the most unlikely rounds to win somehow goes the way of Heroic.
Well, it's going to be tournament life on the line. Falcons have done just enough to keep this one competitive. We split it right down the middle here, 8-7 at halftime. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Team Falcons taking on Heroic, and it's split right down the middle, but that doesn't tell the full story. It was Heroic on their T-side campaign, managing to come out on top. They've already got a map under their belt, Anders, and it looks like we're course correcting here. We're back to the script. 2-0 looking likely, unless some absolute crazy scenes are delivered in front of us right now from Team Falcons.
They need to win the pistol. They need to get off to a good start, but I've got to say, I'm already very impressed. I thought this was going to be way more of a one-sided game, and Falcons have shown up here. Home turf for them, and they do look very, very strong. Longs coming up with 16 kills. NBK really rolling back the years. He's a 13, and he was immaculate as well on the opening map of Mirage. So let's see what they can do. Dually there on the side of Shush, and no diffuse kits, no double kit, not even a single one on the CT side.
Well, yeah, it was Falcons went for the double diffuse kit to open things up. You don't see that too often, but it didn't quite work out. We're going to see Boros kind of shot he would connect. Usually, Cadian doesn't even give him a chance. Clinical headshot there. And Yabi doesn't need to commit to this. He can fall back, give them the ramp. As I said before, it's not a bomb site. You don't have to fight to the very end there. MBK trying to use the flames to steal a kill away.
He's thinking about it. MBK, he's actually thinking about it. It looked for a long time like his crosshair was suggesting he was none the wiser, but good shot. Brings it back into a 4 versus 4. Now they have the the setup for it. They don't have any flashes to get over the ledge here, but they might have the smoke. Yeah, they're going to put that smoke, usually thrown from the CT side for a retake, but it looks like they want to try and see if they can get the job done. MHL getting a couple of kills down with a good shot in return, but Body, it's a free kill onto KD, and just like that, it's down in a 1 versus 3. And that's smoke inside of the bomb site. You can still see the fading parts of it there. It's such a sick smoke. Usually CTs will use it for the retake, but Falcons using it to even get into the bomb site to begin with. It's on Stown, and again, not a kit to be found. MHL with a great triple in this one. Yeah, another hat-trick from MHL. What a name he's making himself in Riyadh here. Amazing performance. Well, not just the AWP, very handy these pistol rounds. And it's Cadian got the opening frag as well against Boros. You think that would be enough, but no, absolutely not. This was the play that brought Falcons back into it. MBK delivering once again there. Great understanding of the scenario, great positioning in general from the squad, and they will tie things up 8-8. Force buy, of course, expected from Heroic, as is tradition really here on Nuke, and Tesses will be sacrificing his Kevlar and pistol to enable Cadian to have scout armor and some cash as well. So going for the big picture play here. We'll see if Cadian can deliver. He needs to find a couple of tags at least to justify this sort of investment. Tesses is going for the Zeus instead, just to note that. Very interesting, but in the right position. Might not be one that you check very often. It's actually a very difficult spot to clear, so we'll see what he can make of it. It's going to fall apart for him if they swing around the long way around the boxes, but yeah. It's a good spot because you can't Molotov it, right? Because that's your main avenue of approach. You have to face check it. So that's why it's so potent, but we'll see if it comes through. That's if they go right. It's quite kind of uncommon. It should be uncommon at least to even focus on the ramp in these sort of rounds because it's such a tight choke point. The crossfires can be set up, so normally wanting to even just treat it like a gun rack. Get the wall of smokes down, try and steady Gev up, dissect the map, but it's down. A little bit of an opening potentially. MP7 on the other side over MBK. Oh, and looking up, Stown. There was someone up there, but not able to see anything. Body. Gonna get the kill on Yabby instead, and that Zeus is just a distant memory at the moment. This A bomb side is slowly getting picked apart. Shush finding a shot there, but he's not gonna get anything more than that. He tried. That's the bomb. Find the bomb. Oh my god. There's 27 seconds, but I don't think he can live through this round, unfortunately. He's doing some damage, but they should be able to hunt him down. Even now, I wouldn't be that worried if I was on the Falcons side. One bullet catching Tesses, and he's gonna be dead. There we go. Long's able to catch him, but there was a moment in time. If there had been another player left on Heroic, it would have been really wacky. Well, once again, there's only one round separating these two teams. May I remind you, this is, according to HLTV, the #1 team in the world versus the ranked 104th. And no one thought this would be a competitive game. It's looking likely to be the 2-0 still, but bear in mind, it was double overtime affair with the stars of Team Falcons soaring high in the sky. MHL, a magnificent performance throughout this series. MBK, as you mentioned, rolling back the years. We normally say that's a bit of a joke, but he actually is. He's actually looking really, really good right now. Yes, he is. And it's going to be Boros leading the charge here against not very much here. The pistols and scouts. There is an M4, and Stown will start to answer back here. The fast round could actually fall apart. Tesses was the only one that had no weapons to fight with, and he's the first one to go down. Yabby, I don't think they were ready, Falcons, for this much of a buy-up on the Heroic side. I didn't think I was. No, it's a very cheeky buy-up. They did it on the T side as well. They just feel so confident in these rounds, but it might come back to haunt them. It might do, but it's a 3-on-3 and they're relatively low, but still, Falcons are being a little bit ruffled right now. They're not really sure how this has happened. Canadian hits another shot. And another, they're so low now, and they're going to have to try and take him out. They'll get the kill, no problem, but the damage has been done, and that's more than enough for Yabby. He'll convert the first, gets the information on the second as well, and this force buy, certainly against the grain. Not many teams will do this, and MHL has just cost himself another 10 HP. That's not ideal. And can he get the plant in? The fire might actually spread to him. He's got to be so careful. I think he still wins it. Okay, maybe not anymore. It's the sort of round they seem to win, even when everything goes wrong. But there it is. Like you pointed out, like that's the unexpected. You're just assuming you're running into USPs, and that's why they go for that sort of buy, I suppose. They might sure, it's a massive risk, but if you pull it off and they just go for like a ramp rush, like I said, that's the tightest choke point. You think you're just running into USPs, and all of a sudden there's scouts and pistols and an M4, and everyone's really confused and not really sure what's actually going forward here. And that assumption is confirmed by the fact that the first player they run into is Tesses, who does have the USP, so if they get the kill, they think that's great. We're going to move forward, and then Gabby's in the control room with the M4, and they got the scout on the other side, which obviously the double tag there is devastating for them. Wow, they're getting away with some mad rounds, and there's still a tied-up game. I think that's what's really heartbreaking for Falcons here. If Heroic don't win some of these cheeky rounds, Falcons actually have a sizable lead at this point in time.
Oh, they've certainly kept up today. Individual form has been dead even. Body, he can't really justify the drop down. Trying to make things uncomfortable with the Molotov, and it's certainly doing that, but it's going to be Shush to open things up. Finds Boros, the danger man. A double kill comes in. 5 versus 3, they don't have to keep committing to these frags, but they're finding kill after kill. The bomb has been dropped. It's looking likely to be the clean sweep. Just Launch remains here, and the cavalry is on their way, looking to find this final kill. 10-9, Heroic. Have a great showing there in the last couple of rounds here. That's going to put Falcons in a really undesirable position.
Upgraded to 4 AKs behind that round. They've just stolen almost all of them.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's so devastating.
And it's a full eco now. Unless Falcons are feeling extra spicy, $2,000, they have to take the full eco here. And they'll take a pause as well. And you're right, it's only one round in this game, but it does feel like Heroic, like they have these moments where it feels like, oh, they're back online now, everything's going to be fine, but then an absolutely unthinkable round will come through. The 1 Deags will be delivered up. Bear in mind, like, Falcons won a round in the previous half with, what, 4 Deagles, no armor, no nades, all headshots. So they know, even with very little, they can accomplish a lot. So they'll take the tactical timeout, not only to take the momentum away from Heroic, just to discuss their options here. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be buying into this round. I think that would be a death sentence for the rest of the half. They're going to get $2,400 into the next, meaning they get AKs across the board with basic utility if they don't buy a single thing here. So I think there's a chance to catch their breath. I think they got a little bit frustrated with that round before when they thought they were up against the USPs. I think they maybe got lost in the kind of chaos a little bit too much there, just assuming that round was in the bag, but anything but. And thankfully, they do take the full eco here. So just Glocks across the board. You can't even justify a P250 now. That's how bad it's gone. Big grenade, a lot of damage.
And relentless Heroic. They sense the weakness. They just want to put more pressure on. Wild spray here from KD, and he's able to pick it up, and there are more targets on the other side. He is ready for it. Quad kill, pulls out the USP, ready to try and see if he can ace this one. NBK is right up on top of him, but he's going to be walking the other way, so KD might just have to relax a little bit. I'm surprised to not see KD hunt for this one. Usually seems to be what he wants to do. She's going to be the one to pick it up, and he needs it. He's only got 8 kills after that one, so it's been a bit of a rough game for him. But it does not change the fact that Heroic are up 11-9. Falcons, no bomb plant, obviously. They can barely put together a buy in this one. It's not going to be the most impressive one, but it has to work. They're 5 rounds away from getting knocked out.
But they've put on a hell of a show, Anders.
They absolutely
in terms of letting people know this team means business. This team has stars that maybe ones we're not massively familiar with, but MHL especially. What a clinic he's put on today. Like a star of the future, if you ask me. If they can replicate his performance going forward, like, this could be an interesting squad.
And if NBK can replicate these kind of performances into the future, I mean, then suddenly the story about the Falcons team is just going to expand a lot more. It's very, very curious. I definitely came into this expecting little to none, so I'm just very impressed here. Good trade, though. Cadian shooting body in the back. Stown still does go down to the first casualty of the round. 4 versus 4. Cadian making up. Bit of a retreat, doesn't want to stick around out in the yard. That gives a lot of space on the map for Falcons. We'll see if they know what to do with it.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Getting lower control is great, but how do you get that bomb planted? It's actually towards the huts right now. Love that flash. Right in front of the squeaky door. And it's all quiet for now. We will have Yabi tucking himself in the hut. This is a very difficult position to clear as well. Speaking of which, Tessa's with the AK-47, willing to take those jewels. That doesn't quite connect, but a nice incendiary will slow them down. Oh, it's the bomb. That might be the round. That gets your buggers.
Yeah. I saw the look on your face, Henry. Yeah. The Molotov that's a bit of a problem, but when then the bomb is dropped on the wrong side of it, you're in a lot of trouble there. Lawrence is going to be going down. I think recovering that bomb would have probably never happened. That's a hard one to get out of. Shush and Katie with double kill each, and Heroic another step in the right direction.
Just perfectly positioned as well. Well read. They had full control of the scenario, and you've got Tessas at the back with the AK-47 ready to get the aggro, and they're so tunnel vision that position, you'd assume just one player's there. Here's Cadian, though, with the Molotov drops. He finds the bomb. They're locked out. the pincer towards the lobby as well. It's a beautiful thing. And this is what we're talking about, Heroic, on their CT side. You say it's a recognizable style. They always seem to be so active, sacrificing parts of the map to obtain control of others. Great smoke just to deny access towards the squeaky door here. 12-9. The Eagles across the board here for Falcons. And one smoke to work with. Lose this round, it'll be 13-9, and then their time here. That GAMERS8 really is limited. It's down to open things up. Body. Longs dropped. Boss continuing to impress with his aim, but it doesn't really amount to too much. One kill doesn't do anything for them here.
And the problem is playing that aim-based style is very hard to do against a team like Heroic that have 5 players.
It works on Mirage, Sanders, as we saw. It works very well on Mirage. But Nuke is just a different map in the way it plays out. And that's why they've picked it, in my opinion, knowing this is a fresh look to the lineup. They brought in star power in terms of individual performance in the form of Boros. Get him on Mirage. Let him off the leash. You can't really be let off the leash on Nuke. You can get Secret. You can go down there alone, but you're not really getting multiple frags. You're trying to find 1 or 2 at the very top end. And he can't quite seem to make massive impact thus far on the T side. So what's the next play? Well, they might not even be able to execute whatever they had in mind because MBK's been dropped through the smoke. Speaking of which, the entrance towards Secret will be open momentarily. Long's waiting for his opportunity to jump in.
It's also really evident that Heroic are not afraid of Boros out in the yard. They are struggling to fight him. They're not cowering away thinking, ooh, he's going to be a really strong player. I mean, they probably know how good he is, but they're not playing like they have any respect for him at the moment, and that makes it very tricky. He's not going to have the extra second or two to pick up a second fight. Every time, it seems like he's just getting traded out there. He's doing fine right now. He's got 12 kills, about the catching up with the rest of the team, but still, they need a lot more, and Heroic aren't giving it any opportunities here. Yabby goes down, so it is back into a 4-on-4, and actually the timing, I think you might have seen the gun barrel there. Tessus walks back into it, while Boros just catching the tip of the AK on the other side. That's a bit unfortunate.
It really is. A 4-on-2, the best chance they've had in some time here, Falcons, and Lawrence has flashed himself, unfortunately. Second flash available. Manages to exit the vents, and with 40 seconds remaining, it looks like it might just be a CT save here because they don't have much to do with this scenario. It's Cadian and Stown. Stown at least exploring the options here. If he finds a quick kill towards main, you never know, and there is an opportunity to get one, but starting to peel off, I think Cadian is already elsewhere. He's towards ramp, so yeah, doesn't look they'll be going for this one. Falcons once again finding double digits, which was just the absolute top end in terms of predictions coming into this one. We thought if they get double digits, they can leave this tournament with their heads held high. Yeah, they got double overtime at a game they probably should have won. They had the 15-13 lead. A 15-13 lead against Heroic, and you don't close that one out, of course, you're going to struggle in the next map. It's the sort of team that will just rise to the occasion, knowing they've had that amazing comeback and they've completely mitigated your efforts. But it's down, holding on to the AK-47, probably gets this kill, and he does. Boros got dropped, just to know that.
Yeah, a little bit of too much chaos at the end of it. But
the problem is that that's actually a really important kill. It might not seem like a big deal, one kill, they've just won the round, but they're only going to get $3,400 per player going in by winning by virtue of explosion. That 2 players survive, they need drops. So someone's going to have to sacrifice their utility. And there's so much money for Heroic. I think I saw $14,000 on Shush coming into this round. So they're still in a very comfortable position. You can see that reflected now. MBK with the Galil. To be fair, he's been very good with it. Maybe he can make it work. Here's MHL though. Still a good performance here on Nuke, just not as electrifying as he was on Mirage, perhaps.
It's been a lot more tricky on this map, but yeah, he's maybe someone to look for. Ooh, a chance for Katie, and a good one. A second shot rings out, but so far he's taken all of the damage, down to 50 health. Body just trusting in himself to be able to land and kill, but ducking up for a second time. I thought he was going to get his head blown off. Okay. I think Long's getting shot in the feet there.
I hate to be the pessimist here, Anders. If they lose this round, it is GG. Just going to throw it out there. It will be done.
That's the prediction,
there just won't be anything left to work with.
Yeah, in terms of the money, you're definitely on point.
It'll be guaranteed series point, and then they need 5 rounds in a row. I just don't think that would be possible. Like I said, you know what? I'm trying to be more optimistic this event. Let's retract that statement. I think they can win this round. I still believe. 5-on-3. Cadian, not aware of a player going towards hell. So this is the moment. Boros, if you're going to do anything in this map, this is the moment. This is my guy right here. He's going to step up. He's going for the big play.
He wants more.
He wants the huge play.
Oh, did he get spotted? I don't know. Jabby was holding it. That's a little bit of a surprise. He comes back out. He knows the KDN is out here somewhere. He's looking for the shot, but unfortunately, he's put out before he can really catch fire.
It's the kind of play he had to make the run.
Yes,
he had to do something. He couldn't just get one kill. That wouldn't have done anything for them. If he gets the double there, you never know. MBK, unfortunately, won't be able to find much there. And like I said, losing this round, you're 14-10 down. You do not have enough for a buy. At the very most, you can go for a half buy, take yourself down to $2,000. You could go all in. You could go Galil's, Tech-9s, an AK-47. But it really would be done at that point. I'd say go for the half buy, and you're going to have to aim for 5 in a row. That's kind of where you're at. The full buy here, I just don't think it'd be strong enough unless you did the full upper execution like Heroic. That's maybe your only play.
There's no, I think, right or wrong at this point in time. It's just you're so far behind in terms of the momentum and in terms of the rounds that, yeah, you just have to try and go for it one way or another. HL has already purchased the AK.
Oh, they're going for it.
Purchasing behind, so they've made their choice, Henry. They want to either try and see if they can pull in a cheeky round here and really upset the whole situation, or go out with a bang.
Time will tell. I don't hate it. They're going to have to provide some fireworks here. MAC-10s, Deagles, Galils. And pretty good utility. It has to be set-piece gameplay, though. They need to explode into a part of the map, try and get down to that lower bomb side, potentially. Here we go. So Wall of Smoke's very early on. So this is a call out of spawn.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was one of those smokes denied by the Molotov. So, and they've missed. Well, I don't know what's going on there. There's a smoke on T-spawn.
I think
T-roof, sorry.
Definitely a couple of things have gone wrong.
So, like I said, it had to be the set piece. When you see a smoke like that, your heart just sinks. You just know, okay, whatever we thought we had in mind, it's already gone wrong.
KDN is here. Look at that. He's going to distract everything. They have Molotovs to get rid of it. KDN is going to be going down. He recommits to it, but nobody knows about Tessus. They are looking at the box. They are aware that something could be up, but no one's really actually checked it. And Tessus, good for the kill, creeps out on the other side and takes down Buddy. It's disastrous. He's back for a third, but finally they put an end to it. But this was their ticket to win the round. Kill KDN and move on to try and get that outside control. Now instead they're back into a 3-on-3.
Still possible they can win this, and after quite a clumsy execution, it's surprising they've even got an even situation here. 40 seconds remaining, vaulting up and towards heaven. Yabby wants to reclaim the ramp room, get some information, go for the backstab. They've actually left both bomb sites open here. And of course, Falcon's not aware of it. 30 seconds, it's down towards outside. Shush patrolling main, there's only a Deagle there as well. It's MBK. Not going to be pushing any further. He's holding for the rotations with his Desert Eagle. Gabby's dead.
He should be able to get this one, surely. Even with the Galil. Just on the ladder. The timing might be working out against him. Boris, you got to go back and check it here. MBK's gone down, and that distracts his attention. What a shot from Josh on the other side. Able to pick him up. And MHL, 1 versus 3. AK in hand, but locked in this corner with just no teammates left. Stown will be the one to get him down, and they have kits on every single player. They're going to be fine. 15 on the side of Heroic Falcons. They got so close to winning this round.
Now, I just want to say, maybe there's some sort of like 300 IQ play where they've dropped an incendiary on the T-roof and denied a smoke somehow. I don't think that's happened. I've never seen that before, but they still recovered it and managed to get the bomb planted and have a 3-on-3. So considering the buy they had, is probably the best outcome. They were set up for a clutch. It didn't work out. Boros was just teased towards that heaven position. Like, great discipline from Yabby. Like, no, he can't really do much until his teammates really sell a proper distraction. And then, of course, when he's looking toward the ladder, that's when Shush strikes, and now 5 rounds in a row. AK-47s, Galils, and bare bones utility. Heroic look like they've done enough here. They've guaranteed at least overtime and fighting now for their tournament life. Bear in mind, one more round and they are removed, and its body that will be dropped first. 5-on-4 in favor of Heroic.
What a good sign. 5 in a row is what they need to stay in the tournament. Well, they are going to be sent packing. Heroic are going to reaffirm their position as one of the toughest teams in the world to bring down. Stown's going to be taking up Boris now. 5 versus 3. It's fallen apart rather more quickly than you would have wanted here. Long's been the star performer for the team right now, but they know where he is. And the AWP just closing the position against him. NBK and MHL down.
He just wanted to make sure I'm not going to miss this one. It's the most important shot of the game so far. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like they have done enough. Heroic will be taking this one at 2-0. We say goodbye to the Falcons, and a glorious performance. Bear in mind, no one expected them to even get close to even, 5-6 rounds. They managed to get to double overtime.